All right, Will, we're live. Have at it.
Welcome back to Fireside Rangers. I'm your host, Will Cohen, joined by my co host, Eric Wilson. Today is game day, and we are going live, obviously, to talk to you, the fans. Any questions that you guys have going into game three tonight at 7 o'clock? We are an hour and 15 minutes away. Don't forget to ring the bell, like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a live stream or a video that we put out. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify Music, give us a 5-star review. But before we get into things, Eric, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good. That was definitely one of the Fireside Rangers
Yeah,
introductions of all time.
yeah, it definitely was. That was actually terrible. I kind of froze up on that, and
You didn't do bad. You got this.
but it wasn't you. It wasn't you. It
But,
didn't feel right. But
but I'm doing good. I'm happy that I gave you the opportunity to do that. It's Rangers game day, so obviously an exciting day, of course. Last night, I was in attendance at Game 3 of the Tampa Bay Florida Panthers game. I didn't really know who I was rooting for. I was wearing a New Orleans Saints shirt because it was NFL draft day. I was chanting "Let's go Rangers" up there in the stands. I got a lot of confused looks, but I was like, "Hey, man, I'm just here to have fun." And the Panthers took a 3-0 series lead at the end of that game. So hopefully the Rangers are able to do the same thing tonight. I was just doing a little bit of a scouting report there. And yeah, I'm down to get right into it. Will, you did great on the intro, but I'm going to take over.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that because I'd be terrible at asking the questions. But take it
We,
away, Eric.
We've got some people already here in the chat. Pavel's here saying, "Let's go." Happy to see you again, Pavel. Stephen Land is back. Hey, guys, how's your Friday going? It's good. Rangers game day can never be a bad day. Ford Larquad, I like that. That's a funny name. How dare you be named Wilson? Well, if you look up here, you can clearly see it's spelled different. No relation to Tom. It's just different, man. But I get it. Say my name and then I think of him. It's not good. Stephen Land said, "Geez, Will, you are so buff." And I'm still wearing that sleek jersey. I see you look so big. Thank you, Stephen Land. Still got the Lafreniere jersey on. Will still has his Panarin jersey on because obviously we both decided to wear these jerseys for game one, and the Rangers haven't lost since. So we're just going to keep wearing them until they lose, which won't happen because we're on the path to 16-0. Edwin's here in the chat. What's going on? Welcome. And Marley says, "I say we win today." I might just have to say the same if I'm being completely honest with you. Obviously, we're on the road right now, but the Rangers still the clear favorites. I think Washington is going to enter this game a little bit more feisty, a little bit more energy. They know it's do or die. If they lose this game, it's pretty much donezo for them. But I do think the Rangers have the skills and the ability to counter that. It's really just the question of, are the Rangers actually going to show up? I know we said it in the last episode that we made, where the Rangers did have 2 days off in between game 2 and 3. We cannot let that rest get to us. We can't get too comfortable. We need to still be locked in at all times and get things going. But Will, how are you feeling about a little over an hour before game 3?
I'm doing good. I'm just waiting. Oh, there's Colin.
1 second,
What's going
Will.
on, lads?
Bada bing, bada boom. Ignore the graphics. I'll fix it in a second. There we are. Colin was late.
Sorry, boys.
Bruh.
We'll be like that.
I love how everyone says that I look like I'm either in the penalty box or waiting for a shift. I think that's hilarious. I'm excited. Under a little over an hour until puck drop, or I guess, a little over, I guess. So I'm waiting. I don't know. I feel good, and I just want the game to start already. I just want the puck to drop.
Yeah, Colin, welcome. How's Disney?
Good. I underestimated how long it would take me to get from the pool to the shower, so I definitely lowballed it, and I was a little late, as you can see, but better late than never. It's my last day, unfortunately. I'm flying home tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. But I'll be back in New York. I actually looked at going into D.C. for Game 4, and I did not go.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
Bailed
it
on that
happens.
run. It was too late.
You didn't miss much from the beginning of the stream. I let Will do the intro, and it went about as well as you would expect.
Oh, sure, that was interesting.
But
It was bad.
Colin, how are you feeling ahead of Game 3, confidence level wise? Colin?
No, one more
All
time.
right.
Sorry, I froze. I think I'm back.
How are you feeling heading into Game 3? Are you feeling confident?
I'm nervous. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. I said from the beginning of the series that Charlie Lindgren is good enough to steal some games. So I'm hoping that this isn't the one, but they're coming off a strong game last game, and hopefully they don't ride that momentum. I know they didn't win the game, obviously, but like it was a much stronger showing than in Game 1. And I know now they have that home crowd behind them. We've seen that what that is for the Rangers. It's huge. I mean, 2 seasons ago when we went to the conference finals, it was massive. I don't think we lost. I think we might have lost the first game at home against the Penguins. I don't think we lost another home game after that. So I mean, it really just shows how important home ice advantage is in these playoffs, and I hope that the Rangers are kind of able to overcome that and silence and put down any of that momentum that they have.
Yeah. I mean, home ice advantage is extremely important. That's why I think we were all hoping that we won the President's Trophy, which we did. Curse and all, we'll break it. I'd rather have home ice do 4 rounds than risk anything. Pavel here in the chat saying he thinks the Rangers are going to lose tonight, but then wins Game 4 and then Game 5 at home. I've seen a lot of people saying that really the Rangers will realistically split these 2 games in Washington. I'm hoping for a sweep, though. I just said the word. Uh-oh.
But find some wood, man. Knock on that.
Yeah, here it is. Because Stephen Land here said it needs to be a good, hard-fought series, not a dominant blowout sweep. I disagree. In my entire 12-year-long fandom as a Rangers fan, I don't think I've ever seen the Rangers sweep a team. And I saw a post on Twitter earlier today that was kind of saying a big problem with the Rangers since 2012 is that they have had a lot of series that should be easy wins where they win in 4 or 5 games, but then we always just play bad and drag it out to like 6 or 7, and we still win, but then we're tired for the next round. Like Carolina is also up 3-0 against the Islanders, so chances are, unless something crazy happens, they're going to get a nice like week-long rest before they have to face either us or Washington. I would also like some rest and not have to play 7 games, then immediately jump into a Game 1. Yep. While Carolina's been preparing this entire time. So I don't know. Whether it's 4 or 5, I'll take it. I think the possibility of the Rangers dropping one of these 2 games on the road that's definitely there. But at the end of the day, it's the Rangers, so maybe we'll win.
So I had it in my predictions at the beginning of the series. Once I found out we were playing the Capitals, I thought we were going to lose Game 3 and then possibly Game 5 and win in 6. Obviously, I hope I'm wrong. But just based on how the Rangers played in prior years, obviously I know it's a new coach, so hopefully they go out there and they prove it wrong. But you said it earlier. I mean, we've constantly taken these series that shouldn't be that difficult and that we should win in lesser games, and we kind of stretch it out. And that's just the nature of the game. Unfortunately, sometimes is like these teams will. I remember there's one series. I think it was Canadians and Rangers. It should have been like an easy round, and I think yeah, there was twice it happened, but we ended up winning in 6, and it was like 2 times. It should have been 4, and it was like I don't understand why this keeps happening. And to also comment on the thing you were saying before about the rest, sometimes that rest does more damage than it does good. Mm-hmm. When you get a team that's riding that hot streak, and then all of a sudden they go from playing competitive hockey every other night or every 2 nights to not playing any competitive hockey because you can't really get that same energy against your teammates in a practice. It can do more damage. So I'm interested to see what happens. Obviously, they're not going to go and throw games. They're going to try and win as soon as possible just to get it done and punch their ticket to the next round. But I'm interested to see, if they are able to sweep, if they'll bounce back and come in just as strong in that next round here.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a valid take. But as Chris says here in the chat, I don't want the Canes waiting for us. I'm kind of in the same boat where I understand like too much rest could definitely hurt your momentum and everything that you have building. But at the same time, I would much rather take the rest than going to 7 games against the Capitals.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Look what happened during the 2022 playoffs. Like you go in, against Tampa Bay, and you've played 2 games. You've played 2 series, 2 back-to-back games of 7 series. So then you have to go play the Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, I know you're up 2-0, and then you kind of hit a wall in game 3, but
You run out of juice.
you run out of juice. So that rest is obviously really important, and they need the Rangers. I know we talked about this. The Rangers have trouble finishing series for some reason. I don't know why, but they really need that killer instinct, and they need to finish this off in 4 or 5.
Yeah, 1,000% here. Curtis has a prediction for tonight's game. He says Rangers withstand Caps' initial push to start the game, then Rangers calm down and dominate. Kind of sounds like exactly what happened in game 2 there, where the Capitals came out flying, trying to even the series at 1. They scored first, and Will, I remember during the game you texted us and you were like, "This is fine. I expected this. Rangers will take control any minute now," and then they did. And I could very easily seeing that be the same story tonight, where, like I said before, Capitals playing at home, down by 2. They're going to enter this game with a lot more like weight on their shoulders that they're going to turn into just aggression and can't think of like being desperate. I can't think of the word for some reason right now. My brain is cooked. But they have a lot on the line and they're going to play like it. So I could definitely see them starting off hot. But as long as our main guys stay locked in, as long as Igor, Fox, Panarin, as long as they're doing good, I don't think it should be too much of a problem. Stephen Land says, I always think 5 or 6 games is the sweet spot, especially if you win the last game and keep that momentum going. I don't think there's anything more entertaining than a 7-game series. I just hate playing in them because 1, it stresses me out, and 2, then you're tired going into the next series. Like Will said before, that 2022 run, first we went to 7 games against Pittsburgh, then we went to 7 games against Carolina, and then we went to like Tampa at it right off the bat. It was crazy. But I don't know. For the people that are watching, I just do want to point out it is going to be a shorter live stream today. Game time is until 7, but we're only going to go to like 6:15 because Colin's got stuff to do. I got stuff to do, unless Will wants to stay on by himself. But point is, if you have any questions that you want us to discuss, start asking them now because we got about 18 minutes left before we got to wrap this up here.
Colin, I do have a question for Will quick before we get any deeper in this. I know we had talked about it in the chat a little bit earlier, but have we heard anything on Wenberg? I know he was day to day. I know he was at the optional skate this morning, and I know Hedl is also ready to go if needed. Has there been any word on that? Have you heard anything?
Okay, let's see. Let's check Vince's. I don't think that there's anything that's been confirmed. Like if, what's his face? If Wenberg's going to be playing tonight or not. But I'm gonna guess he is because if I'm looking at, oh my god.
So I didn't get a chance to see the rushes this morning. Usually I'm pretty good about that, but today was a lazy
So
day.
Vince has Alex Wenberg playing tonight, so I'm pretty sure he is good to go.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Let's also keep in mind that Philip Hedl flew to Washington with the team. So I don't think we'll see him tonight, obviously, but maybe game 4 on Sunday. It's definitely a potential. Colin, what do you think? Hedl? Yes? No? At any point in this series? He's there.
I know he's there, and that gives me like a level of comfortability that I'm cool with having. Obviously, if he's around, it gives us the depth that we need. God forbid somebody like Wenberg were to go down. But am I touching anything in the lineup just based on how they played the first 2 games? Unless somebody has an extremely poor game, I'm probably going to leave it as it is. Just because for Hedl to come into the lineup, there's only really 2 spots that he could slide in, and it would either be, on the wing, which would most likely be the right wing somewhere, or 4th line center, and you see Goudreau move over to the wing and bump Rempe out. And with the way that Wilson is getting and talking, I'm not sure that I want Rempe out of the lineup. I need him there to kick some ass just in case. He also is that threatening presence, but he's not been playing bad by any means either. So I'm not sure that I'm willing to demote him just because Hedl is ready. But like I said, God forbid somebody does get hurt or somebody does go down. It's nice to have that kind of safety blanket. But for now, I'm leaving it untouched.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably do the same. Don't mess up the chemistry. But Will, were you about to add something?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think with the way that Tom Wilson was talking, I know there was a soundbite that got picked up that he was gonna do something to Panarin tonight or something. Not tonight, but he just was going to do something to Panarin. So I wouldn't take Rempe out of the lineup. And obviously, you have a guy like Will Cooley who was going at it with him last on Tuesday in Game 2. So no, right now I wouldn't change anything. I'd keep everything the same. I think the only way Hedl comes back is what Colin said, if there's a major injury. But honestly, I could see him coming back round 2, maybe if I don't know, maybe Laviolette wants to switch something up. But at this point in time, I don't think he does. So I don't think there's a
Like if he's
possibility.
playing lights out in practice, then I could potentially see it. But
Yeah.
either way, like. And this isn't a knock on Hedl either. He's a great player. Obviously, I had really high hopes for him coming into the season. And, he started off kind of cold, then was starting to get hot. And then, obviously the injury. But I don't – like I said, it's nothing against him. I'm hoping that he is able to come back full swing next season. But I'm not looking to change up anything. Obviously, these are the lines that we have been rolling with since the deadline. Everybody kind of has that level of comfortability and camaraderie with each other. Mm-hmm. And there's that just like – unspoken chemistry where everybody kind of knows where they're going to be, and I don't know that I want to mix any of that up now, just for the sake of getting him back in the lineup. Obviously, these are valuable games. He's young. Getting him that playoff experience is crucial, but at the same time, you need to look at what we have, what we've been building, and what's there currently. And I think throwing him into the playoffs after not playing a competitive game since, what was it, November?
Yeah.
I think that could be, detrimental not only to the team but to his confidence and his chemistry. I think he needs to really work himself back into the lineup, and play some meaningful hockey, not before we toss him into the playoffs. I think that's just like a big leap to take from going from, playing in a regular season to not playing, to practicing, to falling again and hurting yourself, to maybe never playing again just because of the amount of concussions that he had. I know that was floating around there. I never really bought into that. But to now going from not playing at all to maybe never playing again to now jumping back into the Stanley Cup playoffs, I think that's crazy. I don't think I could do it. Obviously, these are world-class athletes we're talking about, but just from a mental standpoint, I don't know. I feel like it's a very tough thing to do. But then again, we've seen guys like Mark Stone do it and Anthony Mantha and whatnot. So who knows? Obviously, we can say what we want. Well, whatever Laviolette thinks is going to be best for the team is what we'll roll with. And so, we just got to see what he thinks, but I think he'll just keep rolling with what's been working.
Yeah, I've got 3 things to say. You guys just talked for a while. I'm trying to remember them. 1, Colin, you said that everyone knows where everyone is on the ice at all times. I would like to flash back to Game 2 when Barclay Goodrow had a breakaway and just passed it behind him because he thought someone was there and no one was there.
Well, they know where they are.
Nothing to say about it. Like I'm just pointing out an observation. Goodrow had a phenomenal Game 1. I'm not gonna bet on him right now. I just have to put that out there. Number 2, Will, you mentioned the audio clip of Wilson, and just for those who watching that didn't see that, there was like a audio taken from Game 2 after there was like a big hit, and it's who we think is presumably Tom Wilson or someone on the Caps. Said, and the audio is picked up going, "You guys are coming after McMichael. I'm going for Panarin, you dumb." And then he said a word that I'm not going to say on the family-friendly channel. So just wanted to clarify that. Thirdly, Colin, you kind of went into it a bit, but like the reasons why Hedl shouldn't really play. I think just one thing I wanted to further elaborate on is the fact that Filip Hedl hasn't played a game since November 2nd. And sure, he could be skating at practice, looking phenomenal. But again, during a playoff game, it's going to be an entirely different atmosphere. If he plays like 2 shifts and he looks terrible, the Rangers can't really scratch him. I mean, sure, they can bench him for the rest of the game, but then they're down a forward for the next 60 minutes. So I don't know. I would probably just not play Filip Hedl at all these playoffs. Just have him just in case there is an injury. But don't mess up the chemistry just to put Filip Hedl back in. Let's take a look at some of these comments here. Stephen Land says, "Do you each have a final score prediction? Who will be the difference maker in the game?" Don't worry, I'm not going to answer that right now. That's what we do at the very end of the live stream. So stick around for like 10 more minutes, and then we'll answer that one.
Actually, I can give a taste. I was talking with some of my friends. I bumped into some Rangers fans down by the pool. So I want to give a shout out to my boy Colton from Long Island as well. He was predicting 2-0. So I'll throw that out there just to give a taste of what's to come for us, to give our predictions later.
Mm-hmm. It's a bold
But
prediction.
that's his prediction. 2-0 Rangers.
I happened to come across a Rangers fan at the Tampa, Florida game last night. He was wearing like the OG Lady Liberty jersey. I don't remember who was on it. I didn't look at his back, but I saw the front of the jersey. So
did you wear your Panarin one last night?
No, I wore a Saints shirt.
Ah.
I was just repping this. I got too scared. I was like, I'm gonna get yelled at by fans the entire time. So I took the neutral standpoint, and I wore a football shirt. I see, because the thing is, I have a Lightning jersey, and I have a Florida Panthers hat. But the fear is that if I wore either of the two teams, it would ruin my Rangers mojo. So then I thought of what if I just wore both? Wear the Lightning jersey and the Panthers hat, it'll cancel out.
Double negative, yeah.
But I just
would really confuse some people, no?
I saw a girl doing it. She had a Lightning shirt on with a Panthers scarf. I was like,
it
that's
would be
exactly
like that.
what I was thinking about.
It would be like that jersey. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was all over Twitter. The Bruins jersey with the Maple Leafs logo on it. Did we lose Will? Is he frozen?
Yeah.
No, I just can't believe that someone's wearing a. Why are you going to a Lightning game with a freaking Panthers shirt, a Panthers scarf, and a Lightning shirt on?
Well, that's what I was gonna do because I don't care.
Yeah, but you're not a fan of either team.
Yeah, maybe this.
Well, you don't know she was either.
Yeah, I didn't talk to her. I didn't ask her. I just saw her walk by.
It's fishy to me.
Whoever it was.
I thought he was frozen. That's how much in shock he was.
No, I was just in shock. It's like there was one time I was somewhere and this guy was wearing a Yankees shirt and wearing a Red Sox hat.
Oh, that's gross. That's like a Cardinals. I guess
know.
It's the same thing though. The rivalry, the Battle of Florida, and the rivalry between. I feel like the Rangers and Red Sox is a lot more. There's a lot more history to that one, but I bet Florida fans will try to say it's the same as Yankees Red Sox. For me, that's gross.
Not at all, but that's just it's. I don't know. I couldn't do it. Never in a million years.
My grandpa knows somebody. He went to Boston for a Yankees Red Sox game, and he wears Yankees jersey to the market, and he got jumped. I think you can wear a Florida hat in Tampa.
You're not gonna get jumped. Yeah, that's crazy to me.
I think it's a little bit different, but still, that's just crazy. The rivalries run deep, so to try and wear both is crazy. I think that would be a little wild.
Florida Battle of Florida is somewhat new. I mean,
true. I mean, they both only really become really relevant teams in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the Battle of Florida in the playoffs, this is only the second or third time it's ever happened.
I think it's the second time this has ever happened.
Second time I've seen it. I know last time the Panthers were extremely young, and so they took a lot of
when they won the President's Cup and they got swept.
They took a lot of undisciplined penalties.
Yeah. Huberdeau was
the Rangers need to avoid. The Rangers need to avoid doing that tonight.
Because we got a good question here. Yes, we do need to avoid penalties. Please don't give me a repeat of game 2. That game made me want to just
that was terrible.
bash my TV.
Yeah, well, maybe some better officiating will also help.
Yeah, it would help. Steve S here says, hi, Eric and rest. Imagine not having Steve S say your name. Do you think Goudreau will score tonight? No.
I'd put a large sum of money that he doesn't.
Yeah, I'd put a large sum. I think that the fourth line will have some offensive zone time, but I don't think Goudreau's gonna score.
I think Ryan Lindgren's going to score. Today is the day.
That would be crazy. Just the brother rivalry. Did you see? I think Charlie said something. He was like, if Ryan scores, I won't be able to talk at any Thanksgiving from here on out.
There's going to be 3 goal scorers for the Rangers tonight: Barkley, Goudreau,
Cooley,
Ryan Lindgren, and Jonathan Quick from the bench.
All right.
I can see it happening.
I can see it happening too. I guess they just don't see that. It went to the bench and he throws it in, it goes in.
Cameras are gonna go dead for a split second, and in that
the lights are gonna turn off like they did versus
Jonathan Quick just
from the bench. You see go just back.
But Igor Shesterkin will be credited for it.
Okay. All right.
I'll take that. Did you see? I think a quick one save of the year. Somebody was texting me today. I don't know if that's true.
Did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. I haven't really been on Twitter today.
Maybe my friend's a liar. I thought I saw that he did with the Scorpion save.
I mean, no, to be fair, I've just been working all day and then eating.
Even if he did, I feel like that save Bobrovsky made the other night was crazy.
Dude,
Eric, was that the game you were at?
No.
That was game 2, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
That's crazy.
That save was absolutely disgusting. Yeah. I don't know how he made that save. I don't.
It was a
seeing
pretty
them in the
incredible
series.
It was otherworldly.
Yeah. The last thing I wanted to just bring up before we give our predictions and wrap it up, because it is 6:10. I don't know if you saw, Colin, you probably didn't, but Will definitely did. Trocheck was talking about how last year he asked Gerard Gallant to put him on a line with him and Panarin. No, him, Lafreniere and Panarin. And Gallant was like, no, we can't do that. We have to keep the kid line together.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Apparently, Trocheck and Panarin both asked Gallant to put Lafreniere on the line with them, and Gallant said no because he wanted to keep Lafreniere with Hedl and Kakko. He should have been fired right then and there.
He should have been fired. He shouldn't have even been hired in the first place.
Yeah, I was talking about this last was it a couple days ago with one of my uncles from Florida. He's a Rangers fan, and we were talking about it. And I was saying how it's good that he kept the kids together for what it was. I mean, I get that they had to move up, but the kids, anytime that you put them up, whether it was like Hedl or Kakko or Laf, they always kind of deferred to a veteran.
Yeah.
Where anytime they were out there, it was a very pass first look. They didn't have any confidence doing anything. And I also think that's part, again, in fault to Gallant playing or being so critical of them.
Yeah.
But I think that anytime you put them with anybody else, they always were like, I don't want this. And they were playing scared, would get the puck off their stick and get it to whatever veteran was on that line. Whereas when they played with each other, obviously they were all young kids. There was no real veterans. So they were allowed to be a little bit more creative, and they kind of had no problem passing to each other. And in terms of they didn't mind being a little bit more greedy or passing it to one of the other kids on the line. So I think that was the only benefit of it. But I do think that, they shouldn't have been so hard on the kids so early on, and then they probably would have played a little bit better with the veterans.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that Gallant was trying to make Lafreniere into a checker and to a third line checker, and that kid line, they'd always have him dump the puck in. Lafreniere would be the first guy in there getting the puck out of the corners. There wasn't any time for him to be able to drive play on that line, and I think this year it just goes so far as to show the confidence that Laviolette has in Lafreniere that's allowing him to blossom like he did this year. And we never got to see that with Gerard Gallant because he was just, he was a terrible coach. He really was a terrible coach. And even Jimmy Vesey said something about last year's playoffs that they were saying. He was saying that this year is so much more organized. The players are actually responding and everything to the coach. And it's so crazy how quickly he lost that locker room because of what he did in the playoffs last year and all this crap. But yeah, Gerard Gallant was if he ever gets another head coaching job, God, I pray for that team. I do.
Eric, when did you put the hat on? How did I miss that?
I enjoyed the look on your face as soon as you realized that I put it on. You're like,
I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you. I bought it at a local market the other day.
Giving back to the local community. I love it, Eric. You're so nice.
Yeah. But it looks like Colin is on the move, so we're going to start to wrap up things here. My final score prediction, I think the Rangers are going to win again. I think it's going to be another close one. Maybe not as many goals scored because I think Charlie Lindgren cranks it up a little bit. I'm going to go 3-2 in overtime.
I don't like that. That scares me.
I don't like that either.
I don't even think it's a bad one. I just don't like that they're going to be giving me heart problems while I'm out to dinner.
The overtime winner is going to be scored by Keandre Miller.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, I don't hate that. I
don't hate that either. I like
that.
That
was a big shorthanded goal for him the other day.
I'm coming in big here. I was about to say Adam Fox's name, but then at the last second, Keandre Miller came out. Something came over me, and I said Miller, so it's going to happen now. Colin.
All right, I got it at I said it earlier. I got a 4-2 Rangers. I know I said that I have the Capitals winning this game, but I can't predict that they're going to win this game. It would break my heart. So, I'm going to say Rangers 4-2. Obviously, it's going to be 3-2 close, and then they'll get the empty netter from I don't even know who I'm going to say who scores. I'm going to say Trocheck definitely gets a goal tonight.
Well, I put Trocheck on the thumbnail for a reason. I read the script. And, okay, Will, take us home, give us your predictions, and then hit us with the parlay of the day.
I'm going to go 4-2, empty net goal as a fourth. I think Panarin has a goal, 2 assists. a goal and 2 assists. I think Mika scores on the power play, and I think Wenberg scores an empty netter. And then my parlay. All right, here's my parlay. Gotta cook this up. Matt Rempe, over 5.5 shots on goal.
That's a lot of shots. Damn.
5.5 shots on goal. Artemi Panarin, 8. No, I'm just kidding.
Eat what?
Jack
Punches
Roslovic.
thrown.
Jack Roslovic, 20 shot attempts. And
Okay.
Igor Shesterkin, anytime goal scorer and an assist. Anytime goal scorer and anytime assist.
I
Igor
love that with the
Shesterkin-
playoffs, these have gotten more and more outlandish.
the Igor
And then, wait. I got one. And this, you guys are not going to believe this. Blake Wheeler comes down from the press box and scores a goal. Put money on it right now. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
$100 easy.
I'm in.
I put down my mortgage on it, actually. I sold my car.
The only critique I have is that if you're going to put Igor Shesterkin as anytime goal scorer and an assist, you might as well go for the Gordie Howe hat trick and include an Igor Shesterkin fight with Charlie Lindgren.
That'd be epic.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
So,
Igor Shesterkin, anytime Gordie Howe hat trick.
Do we think
There we go.
Ryan would let that happen?
Yeah. He'd
Yeah,
probably love
cheering
to
from
see
the
his
bench.
brother get his
Pummeled.
ass kicked. He's gonna. He texts him
By
after the game.
the Russian overlord Igor Shesterkin.
he just goes ham. He's like, that's it. There hasn't been a fight yet. If Rempe's not going to do it because he's too focused on getting shots on net, I'll have to do it myself.
One more thing before we wrap up. Can we give a shout out to our little brother, the Islanders, for talking all that smack before this series? And then, showing up and really giving them hell over in Carolina. I mean, what a shot.
Boys. Good job, Islanders. Ilya Sorokin pulled yesterday, too. So.
Yeah, absolute gong show over there.
I just said Shesterkin. Sorokin is I could see him requesting a trade. He wasn't even in the locker room after the game.
I know, I did see that. I don't
He's
know
probably
about
so
trade.
pissed being over
I
there.
can only imagine, man. Yeah.
Why didn't he didn't even start games 1 and 2? They put in Varlamov.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't starting down the stretch of the regular season as well.
Because he was struggling at the end of the regular season. Obviously, you go with the hot.
Was hot, but when Shesterkin started struggling, we didn't just be like, okay, bye.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel bad. I feel bad for Sorokin.
Like our coach did a really good job of handling it. I don't think Patrick Watt did a bad job of handling it. I think he did the right thing for the Islanders. But in terms of what's supposed to be your franchise goalie, and in my mind, I mean, he's a top 5 goalie in the league. Yep. It's kind of disrespectful to put him on the sidelines without giving him a real attempt to kind of figure out his game before the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. You go into the playoffs, and obviously it's a completely different game, and you're not getting as many starts as you should be. He didn't get enough starts at the end of the season that would make me confident in saying that Ilya Sorokin should have started Game 3. You just put him into the fire because you're down 2-0. Like, that's not how it works. But definitely he should have been the starter down the stretch, even though he was struggling.
He goes from playing meaningful hockey to getting benched to then jumping in arguably the most important game of the season.
Yeah,
being down 2-0, you lose that game, it's probably over.
I have an idea.
We've seen it happen, but it doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah,
and it's just tough to kind of get yourself in that mental psyche to jump in after being told basically, "Hey, you're not good enough to be the starter." So now you have to win us this game, otherwise our season's over.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we make Fireside Islanders,
mm-hmm.
but instead of making positive content like we do over here and rooting for them, we just make fun of them every day.
This time,
that'd be awesome. Actually, I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
This time, when Eric says he's going to delete the channel, he actually deletes the channel.
Will. Oh, the Islanders somehow win the Stanley Cup. I'd go, boop, it's gone.
See ya.
Yeah, Roderick, I see that you're here, but we are about to wrap things up. Colin's on the move. I got to eat dinner. Will has to do something with bingo, probably.
He's actually sleeping right now, thank God. So hopefully,
I even had to go and play bingo. I forgot his dog had bingo.
Yeah. But if you are just joining us, go back, start the stream over. We talked about some cool things. We had some funny moments, but to everyone that watched all the way through, thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a phenomenal night. Hopefully the Rangers will live through one of the 3 predictions that we just said. Hopefully Will's parlay. And make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell. Unless you want to miss a notification, then you don't have to.
And that's crazy though. We
Yeah,
put up
that's
some good
crazy.
stuff over
That'd
here.
be
You don't want to
crazy.
miss a minute of this.
Okay. Have a good one. And
Let's go
Let's
Rangers.
Let's go Rangers.